It's Jennifer from Live, Laugh, Love to Read. Today I'm doing a book review on The Promise Between Us by Barbara Claypole White. 4 stars. So this is the first book I've ever read by this author. It was pretty good. I would actually read other books by her. But I am giving it 4 stars. So this book is about OCD. So if you have trouble with that or anything, then you don't want to read this. But if you know somebody that has OCD, then it might give you some insight. Just saying. So we follow metal artist Katie Mack. Katie Mack is living a lie. 9 years ago, she ran away from her family in Raleigh, North Carolina, consumed by the irrational fear that she would harm Maisie, her newborn daughter. Over time, she comes to grips with the mental illness that nearly destroyed her, and now funnels her pain into art. So Katie is a metal artist who does welding and all this, and one of her big fears is fire. So that is why she has chose to be a metal artist and choose to work with a welder and all that, because it involves fire, and she is exposing herself to that. So Katie actually, her OCD started when she was a child, but she didn't really remember it being that bad. But when it really got bad, it was right after she had her daughter, and she kind of went into almost like postpartum psychosis, where it just went overdrive. She actually ended up leaving her baby with her husband and never went back. So let's see. Despite longing for Maisie, Katie honors an agreement with the husband she left behind to change her name and never return. But when she and Maisie accidentally reunite, Katie can't ignore the familiarity of her child's compulsive behavior. Worse, Maisie worries obsessively about bad things happening to her pregnant stepmom. Katie has the power to help, but can she reconnect with the family she abandoned? To protect Maisie, Katie must face the fears that drove her from her home, accept the possibility of love, and risk exposing her heart-wrenching secret. So, parts of it, the reason I didn't give this higher than 4 stars was her and Maisie accidentally reunite. Well, Katie only went one town over from where she used to live, like I think 30 to 45 minutes away. And so I was kind of like, okay, well, that's not that far. But what happens is Maisie goes to teach a class about art to a school, and Maisie is actually in the class, and they click, and they don't realize Katie doesn't realize who Maisie is at first, and then she realizes it, and she starts seeing some traits, some OCD traits in Maisie, and she decides she needs to help her, so she contacts her ex-husband, and yeah, so the story goes on from there. I did love the book. 4 stars is a pretty good rating from me. We have Ben, who is Katie's mentor, who has taught her how to weld, and he also does metal art, but he uses steel, where Katie just uses like whatever she can get her hands on. And then we have Delaney, which is Katie's sister, who is actually still in contact with the ex-husband. And then we have Jake, who is the ex-husband's best friend, who actually is helping raise Maisie. Him and I can't remember the husband's name. Sloan? Something like that. Andrew? I don't know. I can't remember. They're actually raising Maisie together. So, but then the husband gets married, and his new wife is pregnant. And Maisie, who is, I think, 10, is having intrusive thoughts where if she doesn't do this or that, then the baby's going to die, her new stepmom's going to die, and all this. And Katie is actually seeing this in her daughter. So she contacts the ex-husband, and she's like, you need to get her in therapy right now. I'm telling you, she has it too. I can tell. And then also Katie realizes her own mother was probably had OCD too. So this was pretty interesting. If you don't know anything about OCD, it was pretty eye-opening because, you know, a lot of times you think OCD is like the hand washing and the germ thing. No, for Katie, it is intrusive thoughts that she is like driving the car and then she's like, oh, did I just hit somebody? Oh, I should go back and look. Even though she didn't hit anybody and she knows she didn't, but the OCD is telling her that she did. And so she's like, in her head, she's had some therapy, not a lot. And she's like, oh, no, this is OCD talking to me. This isn't true. So that's another take on OCD. I actually worked with a young man when I worked grocery retail and in grocery management. And I actually worked with a young man who had severe OCD, and he struggled quite a bit at work. And it kind of reminded me of him. So anyway, 4 stars. I'm going to look and see if she has any other books. Let's look right now. The Perfect Son. Okay, The Perfect Son by Barbara Claypole White. From a distance, Felix Fitzwilliam, the son of an old English family, is a good husband and father. But it's obsessed with order and routine. He's a prisoner to perfection. Okay, so this sounds like it might be about the same thing. But I might read it. Yeah, not right now because I'm reading other books right now. I have quite a few in my queue. So, all right, that's all I got, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you did not know, my husband and I have another YouTube channel called Live, Laugh, Love to Roam. It's all about our RV travels and traveling all over in our motor coach. And while we are out doing that, we do little free library tours. So if you didn't know, I have a bunch of little free library tour videos on my channel. I'll pop both of those down in the description box below so you can check them out if you want. And that's all I got. Thanks, friends. I'll see you next time.